Howdy, howdy. I show I am live anyway. Let me check my pulse. Yep, I'm most certainly alive. I hope everyone is doing well. First off, right off the bat, I want to say that if there is by chance anybody that's like left leaning that happens across this video, stick around. And I mean that in all seriousness. Stick around. Before I get started in what I'm going to talk about, a couple of things real quick. Number one, I had another one of those wonderful incidents to where I get an email that somebody leaves a comment on a video, but I go to the video and there's no comment, and I see nothing. So that happened once again, and so hopefully you happen to catch this. Somebody had asked about my little revolving lights, and so they wanted to know where I got them from because they haven't seen little revolving lights like that. So I don't think that they have them anymore. That I nabbed them the second I saw them. Let me bring you over to here. I bought them from a website called Woot, and it's woot.com. That's Whiskey Oscar Oscar Tango.com. And that's where I bought them from. And I bought them for stupid cheap price, like $5 or something. I think it was stupid cheap. They're actually lights for Woot. They have this thing called a Woot off, and of course, flashing lights and all that. So that's what those are. They're called Woot off lights. And like I say, you got to kind of catch them when they have them. They might have them in stock. They don't have a search feature, or else I would go looking, but I don't have the time to sit there and dig. But they don't always have them. That's kind of one of those deals to where they get them every once in a while. You can get them on eBay, but they aren't cheap, yo. Just put in Woot Light, again, Whiskey Oscar Oscar Tango Light, and scroll down and you'll find them. They're wanting like $30 for them on eBay. So I guess maybe that might be the same seller, but I agree. Most of the lights, the gentleman, here's another one here. I believe it was gentleman. Sorry if I'm mistaken on the gender there. I agree. Most of them that I see, most lights I see, they just blink or they strobe. They don't actually have revolving reflectors in them. And that's why I jumped on these when I had the opportunity, because they're revolving lights, and I wanted that. Unfortunately, it's the only color they have. Here's a lot of 4 pre-owned. It'd be $18.66 with shipping. I guess you get 4 sets. That's a hell of a deal, and you get 2 Superfly monkeys. I'm sure they're the Woot monkeys. I wonder why they're getting rid of all their Woot stuff. Woot's awesome. Woot is kind of an Amazon associated company, and they have bang up deals on their site. It's something to certainly check out. Sign up for their mailing list. No, I don't get anything for saying any of that. It's just an awesome company. That's where I bought our bug out bags. We got some really killer bug out bags that I got a good deal on. And then even my drill and impact driver, I've got a Porter cable drill and impact driver set, which is incredible. They were when they came out with their new brushless line, and I got a really bang up deal on those here at Woot. So it's not like it's all AliExpress or whatever kind of stuff. That's not what this is. So you'll see plenty of name brand stuff and all of that. I don't know why they get such good deals on some of the stuff, but they do. So take advantage of it. Anyway, that's where I bought those lights at, was Woot. And you can find them on eBay. Kind of pricey in my opinion. Or just, there's one for $24.99 plus $9.10 shipping. So you can find them. You're just going to have to pay a little bit for them. And, otherwise, just kind of keep an eye on the Woot website, and I'm sure they'll have them back at some point in time. They are USB, so. Speaking of lights, I've got my purple light back in the background. That was just a power supply problem, just a stupid little, wall adapter, 12 volt though. I looked at that today and found out that the power adapter was only putting out like 4 volts. So I'm like, So I grabbed I've got some crappy old Netgear routers. And so I just grabbed Netgear, one of them for the Netgear routers, and they're working fine. So thankfully that's all that was. Those are just stupid, the strip lights like you'd put under cabinets or whatever. They're nothing special. Anyway, that covers the light thing. Again, if you're left-leaning, stick around. I do want to talk a little bit about what's going on website-wise because I had another fun issue today. So if you've been hanging around, you know that I had some issues with redirects getting added to our website. Now, not the Watchman News, but the root website, which I'll give it now because the problem's been mitigated. DirtCheapPreps.com. I own that domain as well. And somebody was putting a redirect on it to a phishing site. And so I took the redirect off. I added my redirects that you see at the bottom of the screen here. The watchmannews.com/donate or /Amazon links. I re-added those, and then the following day, the ones I put there were gone, and the phishing site was back up. And so I contacted the web host about it, and he found a file that was doing that was changing that, and he took care of the issue. And that's been fine ever since. Today, I went to upload something so somebody else could download it, and found out my password had changed to get into what they call cPanel, which is the administration part of the website, and the server part of the website, I should say. And I couldn't log in. It told me I had the wrong password. Now, there's no, change your password button or nothing like that. You're just, well, I remembered that I can get into cPanel, or at least usually I can get into cPanel by logging into my web host and then clicking a button. So I thought it's worth a shot. So sure enough, I went that route. It logged me right in. And now I couldn't change my password back initially because you have to have your old password in order to put in a new password. So I was kind of hosed there. However, while I was there, and this is a lesson to all of you out there, I enabled the two-factor authentication and got that set up. And then it dawned on me again, wait a minute, there's a change password button on the back end of my web host website, and I got to thinking where that button was located. That would be my password for my cPanel account, not my account with the host. I know, kind of a little bit confusing, but so I went in and I changed the password that way because I didn't have to have my old password to change it. And so now I've got another secure password and two-factor authentication enabled. So if it happens again, it's 100% internal, meaning that it's on their end. Somebody's hacking their server, not just my account. And I suspect that's what the issue is anyway, but we'll know soon enough. I don't know if they are getting in through a back door into the server, meaning the big server, because I'm on a shared account. In other words, there's Lord knows how many websites that's on that one server computer. I just got 2 domains on there, and that's it. So if somebody's got access to that and able to go into the back end and change things, then nothing I do is going to secure it any better. So, but this would be a good way to find out which way it is, whether it was just my end or whether it was the server's end. And then, if it turns out the server's end, then I'm sure they'll deal with it. So anyway, but Other than that, I think I got caught up on all that good stuff. Again, we do need help with the website and stuff, the feeds that are going to be due at the end of next month. If anybody would like to help out on that. I'm not just somebody sticking my hand out. I'm trying on my end to do things. So, in some instances, I got myself backed into a corner a little bit. A lot of the stuff that we did involves, making merchandise. And one of the things with that is you got to be able to send it to them. Well, we don't have a working printer right now. And the way we got things set up, we have to do everything from home. And so I normally just printed out shipping labels and sent the package on its way. Use PayPal, pay USPS, and all good to go. Well, we haven't had a working printer for probably going on years now because I have been in a hate-love relationship with printers, and I need to get another printer. But that's the problem. I got to make money before I can get another printer. So I do have things that I'm working on here to try to start generating income again. And as soon as I can get a little bit generated, so I can get myself out of the red, so to speak. And once I can get a new printer, then it's no problem because we'll start doing online merchandise again. And I have a feeling that the economy, it's not going to just bounce right back. It's not going to be great tomorrow. But I do think that the economy is going to build, and I think it's going to build fast. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of people, entrepreneurs in the United States right now that are excited. I mean, just look at what the stock market did, right? There's a lot of people right now in the United States that's excited to get to work, both literally and figuratively. And so since I work in merchandise and I build websites for people, that's what I need. I need business to do better, so people need my services. So that's kind of where we're at. But as it stands right now, I'm like, next month, if I can't pay that, I will lose. It's one thing to lose the web host, right? Because I can always build a new website. But I can't lose the domain because I can't get that back. Once you lose a domain, the only way you're going to get it back is if you pay out the butt. And I ain't doing it. And they hang on to those domains forever. I would love to have my old SimGame domain back. But it is literally still being held. And gosh, that's been like a decade ago since I haven't had that. So once you register a domain, believe me, the registrar is going to hold on to that because somebody might want, and I mean, the SimGame domain, it had pretty good traffic, so I think that it's somewhat based on that as well. So that covers that. So what I wanted to talk about, and this, I'll kind of speak to any of the left that's around. What I wanted to talk about is, look, a lot of people, and I mean a whole lot of people in the United States, has been lied to. Okay? And when I say a whole lot of people, it's not just subject to one political party. It's not just subject to one walk of life or anything like that. There is a whole lot of people that's been lied to. In fact, I would venture to say that most of us have been lied to throughout most of our lives, even by our own parents. And if you wonder what I'm talking about, all I got to do is mention Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. Okay? People lie, regardless for whatever reason, whether they justify it or what have you. It happens. Well, the news media, on both sides, I'm not attacking the left because this is true on the right just as much. The media has been lying. So if you're one of the left-leaning individuals that are upset right now, that are just absolutely fuming because what happened, Kamala had it, you were lied to. She really didn't have it. Not at any point in the game. And anybody that was truly watching what was going on in this country knew that. Right? Now, there's a lot of people pre-election that go to all these different polling sites and stuff like that. I didn't pay any attention. Because why? That's a joke. The whole polling thing it's a joke. Even if they tried to do it in earnest, even if they tried to be honest about it, it would still be hard. Okay? But these polling places, they're not. You've got some that's right-leaning, some that's left-leaning, and it is the way it is. Unfortunately, there's none of them that are really, truly honest. Now, I know there's a poly market or something where people place bets and stuff like that. I don't even know that I would trust that so much. Right? I don't even know that I would trust that so much because, I don't know, it's just me. But if I was going to make a bet, and I don't gamble, but if I was going to make a bet on something like that, I would put, the main amount on whoever it is that I chose. But you better believe that I am going to put a little bit down on some kind of a crazy long shot for the other side, too. Because if I lose that big chunk, which everybody else is probably working on getting a part of too, because that's who we think we're going to win, if we're by chance wrong and I hit that long shot, I'm probably going to wind up with more money than I would have if I won initially. So I'm just saying, I'm kind of a strategic kind of person. But I wouldn't trust any of them. And you've been lied to. You've been lied to, and I'm not talking about parents this time, but you have been lied to your entire life. I grew up during the Cold War, and we were lied to about so many things. We were lied to about the Russians in general, and now we're kind of coming full circle again because now Russia's the bad guy again. But I sat there and I'm the type of person I always question things. Always. It doesn't really matter what it is. I always question things. And I can remember sitting down and having long thoughts as to, what the hell is going on? Because, why do these people, why would they want to be involved in a nuclear war with the United States? What is it that these people have against us? I don't have anything against a Russian person. I didn't even know Russian people at the time. And I'm certainly not going to let my government tell me who to love or who to hate. I'm not going to let anybody tell me who to love or who to hate. The first thing I do if somebody warns me about someone is I try to find out the motivation behind that warning. Because I'll tell you this, more often than not, when I've had somebody warn me about somebody else, they were lying. They were lying to cover up some kind of bad juju they had with that person. And in many of the instances, it was bad juju that they brought upon themselves. Just saying. It's life. I don't know what to say. It sucks. I don't like it. I wish people could be honest. But the truth of the matter is, there had been so many lies going around. And it got really super bad when the whole cough, hack thing came around about 4 years ago. So it got real bad then. And not only was the lying bad, but we also had an issue to where we couldn't tell the truth because we got punished if we told the truth. In fact, I still get videos. I just had one the other day, literally like 2 days ago maybe. I don't get rid of emails. YouTube removed your content November 7th, 3 days ago. And it was the live show that I did 7th month, 28th day of 2017. And then they tell you, time it occurred. You can see an example around 1 hour and 39 minutes of your video, but you can't because they got rid of the video. So you can't go see the example that they, so graciously pointed you out to because you can't see it. The video's gone. Now they're not giving me like a strike as in I'm punished and I get put in timeout for a week. They just remove the video and send me an email letting me know. So I'm still getting videos removed for medical misinformation, even though they started to relax those rules some, because, well, some of those crazy tinfoil hat people were right. But I'm sure that the future is going to get a little bit brighter as far as that is concerned, too. I'm sure hoping so. Boy, I'll tell you what. The way I'd been done by YouTube over the years, I am looking forward. I am looking very forward to this upcoming administration. And I've said it before, I'll keep saying it, and I mean every single syllable. I'm not a Sue Happy type of person. That's not me. There's many instances to where I could have came out pretty on something, but it's just not my nature. But the way that YouTube/Google has done me, you better believe I'm going to be signing at the dotted line. Because not only have they done that, as far as removing video crap, but we were demonetized a while back, and we've been demonetized. And there is absolutely nada that I can do about that. Why? Oh, because of all the medical misinformation and, yeah. So, for things that I didn't do wrong because I was telling the truth, I got demonetized for. And, they weren't, I can guarantee you this, they weren't giving me what I was supposed to be getting when I was monetized. So, there's that. We all know that they screw with numbers and all that. There's some things that I will call content creators out, and I'll call them full of crap, like the whole unsubscribe thing. Folks, I have been a member of YouTube for a long time. A long time. I had an account before the Watchman News account. I've been on YouTube for a very long time. I have yet to be unsubscribed from one person. I've not seen it. Now, I will tell you, from a content creator's perspective, I have seen numbers jump. I've seen, especially when it comes to video views, I'll see numbers jump. One moment it'll say I had X amount, and then you go look a little later, it'll say you have less. How's that even happen? So I do know that they play with numbers and stuff like that. I honestly don't buy that they're unsubscribing people. And I certainly don't buy that they're messing with channels by messing with their audio, this or that or the other thing, or not letting them connect to be able, because you know what? I've done this for like over 10 years, the Watchman News. I don't have connection problems. I don't have audio issues. And when I do, it's on my end, not theirs. My end. So, I think the narcissists need to just kind of take a chill pill and fix their stuff. But I do think that YouTube does screw with people in certain ways, but not the ways that a lot of times gets claimed. The whole unsubscribing people thing, not buying it. And by the way, it's not my only account, so I mean, come on. And I think messing with the audio and messing with people's connections, no. Fix your stuff. Fix your stuff. But, anyway, I wanted to show you a little bit of video. There's a channel, I'm sure people know of him because he's got like 1.16 million subscribers. Jason A is the channel. Jason A, it seems like he was just starting out. Back when I just started the Watchman News, there was a little group of individuals that were working together on, I think they were called the Truth Network. We were basically trying to form like a coalition of truth speakers when it came to news and stuff. And there was several of us that were in attendance in the beginning. Even Dabu 7 came and spoke. You know, he's kind of too cool for school, but he spoke for a little bit one time. But Jason A was absolutely a member. I was a member. Lisa something. She became relatively popular on YouTube. And she was a member. There were several of us. I'd have to go back look. I could name them all. But I'm telling you, it's dang it, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, now I know why I got over there. Jason A had put out a video earlier this evening. And I wanted to point out some of the instances to where we're being lied to. And it doesn't matter whether you watch left-wing media or whether you watch right-wing media. It doesn't matter. We are getting lied to. Let me play this, and we'll go from there.
So, Yusuf, I mean, Trump's not even in office and already making some pretty strong international waves, but that is a serious allegation being made by Washington.
Well, I am a little concerned, honestly, if the federal bureaucracy, whether it's in the Pentagon or any other agency, is already having discussions about how to countermand the commander-in-chief.
Discussions at the Pentagon, I don't know at what level this is. It just seems like it's informal discussions. I guess it's understandable they would have those discussions. It also... Scott, is it?
Look, I don't like this because what's Donald Trump supposed to think? You know, he's sitting down there, he's the president-elect, and now he's got to read in the newspaper tonight that the unelected bureaucracy of the federal government is having meetings at some level about how to thwart or countermand the commander-in-chief. I don't care if it's at the Pentagon or at the HUD or Ag Department. It doesn't matter. The unelected bureaucracy of this government answers to the civilian and duly elected leadership that we just did. And what if you were in his shoes and you just won the popular vote with a clear mandate, and now you got to read that these unelected bureaucrats are plotting against you? What would you think? If they have problems, let me finish. If they have problems, they should not have meetings that then leak to the press. If they have ideas or things, they should call the president's office and say, hey, we'd like to have some discussions for planning purposes. But secret meetings that leak? Terrible way to get off to a start with the new administration.
Well, I agree that that's maybe not the best way to do it. However, Trump has set them up to be in this situation where they think that he's coming after them.
Iran has...
Oops, helps if I turn my mic up. Okay, so, true or false? True or false? What you just heard about, true or false? The answer to that is like, true on steroids, okay? True on steroids. They aren't even beginning to touch what is going on there, okay? But a lot of that information, I think, is forthcoming, and we'll let that be forthcoming. I want to really focus on this next bit.
Denied claims that it was behind an alleged plot to assassinate President-elect Donald Trump. That comes after the U.S. Justice Department charged an Iranian national in connection with the plan. But Tehran says the accusations are baseless.
یه مش سرباز بدبختن که اینا خیلی کشتن اینا که هدف ما نبود. ما ان شاءالله بتونیم ترامپ رو بکشیم، پومپئو رو، همین مکنزی و این فرماندهان نظامی که این دستور.
I mean, let's remember how this works. He got elected president. He's the commander-in-chief. He gives the orders. They follow them. And so I don't like the idea, candidly, Wolf, of non-elected government people at any level having meetings.
Okay, that section was over. So I would ask again, the information about Iran having basically hitmen to kill Trump, true or false? False. And you've got both the left and the right-wing media that are out there pushing this rhetoric. Why are they pushing the rhetoric? Because they're trying to sabotage Trump. They're trying to sabotage him before he even gets in office. So, if you haven't figured this out yet, the United States likes to fund both sides of many different wars. If you haven't figured that out, it should be extremely obvious with what's happening in the Middle East right now. Now they just do it right out in the open. They don't even try to hide it anymore. Well, no, actually, Veronica, I think you hit the nail on the head there, and thank you for that, because I needed that correction. Yes, I think what he said there was correct. I think that maybe they have had people here to take out Pompeo and some of the others, but not Trump. The whole world, right? November 6th was so quiet. The whole world was quiet. And I envisioned it as the world taking a big breath. Just taking a breath. Because it was so clear that the left was trying to get us involved in a world war in any way they could, whether that be in Ukraine with Russia or whether that be in the Middle East. They want to feed that military-industrial complex. And it doesn't matter whether it's right-wing politicians or left-wing politicians, right-wing media or left-wing media. They're all two wings of the same bird. Plain and simple. The more time goes by, the more I am convinced that Trump is not a part of that. Now, I am I'm suspect on everything. And I have, starting in 2016, well, before that, 2015 or so, when Trump was running for his first term, I scrutinized him pretty heavily. Now, don't misunderstand me. If you held a gun to my head and said, pick one or die, I would have had to have went with Trump over Hillary. That's a no-brainer. But I still had a lot of questions. I had a lot of criticisms. I still wasn't necessarily buying the whole he's a rogue guy kind of thing. But the more and more I see things go on, either they're doing a triple good job of pulling the wool over people's eyes, or he truly does have an independent mindset when it comes to this. And I'm starting to believe that he truly does. And it takes me a little while to come around to say things like that, because I am so suspect of people. Especially very wealthy people, I'm very suspect of it, just because they got their money somehow, and in a lot of cases it isn't so honest. But nonetheless, let me bring something up. Okay, these people hate Trump with a passion. And when I say these people, I'm not talking about voters. I'm talking about people in government, Hollywood. These people hate Trump with a passion. They spent 4 years of his presidency trying to convict him for a bunch of nonsense. And couldn't do it. I mean, they did get the one falsifying business records or whatever it was that he got the felonies thrown at him for. But I'm telling you now, if they would actually have something on him, they would have used it. If somewhere there was an Epstein tape or a P. Diddy tape that had Trump on it, they would have used it. You better bet your ass they would have used it. But they didn't. And you know why they didn't? Because they don't have it. Because they don't have it. And that one fact alone, that we haven't seen an Epstein or P. Diddy tape, I know that, him and Trump talked a couple of times and stuff like that. But I am not naive, and I know what role Epstein played, and I know what role P. Diddy played. They both played the same role, just for two different groups of people. Epstein was for political types, and not to say that they couldn't cross over, but for the most part, Epstein played to the political types, P. Diddy played to the entertainer types. And what they do is they put people in a position to where they give in to very bad things. And then they make sure they get evidence of it. And then they can keep that person in line doing whatever it is they want them to do, or else they'll just produce the evidence and they'll go down. If they had anything like that for Trump, they would have played that card long ago. But they didn't. And so that's why I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. But, and I'm speaking to the left, if you have been believing anything that the left-leaning media has said over the past 4 or 5 years, I'm sorry, but they have taken you for such a ride. They're taking, it's just unreal. And faux news doesn't get a break on this, because they lie just as bad, just in a different direction. I have caught non-stop hell for using RT as a source of news. Non-stop hell. But I still, and I put out the same challenge as I put out the same challenge. Don't pull up an opinion piece. I don't even read the opinion pieces because they're opinion pieces. But you show me one news article from RT that is incorrect. If you can show me one, I will never use RT again. And that's a promise. If you can show me one RT article where they gave out the wrong information on an article, not an opinion piece, I will never use RT for a news source again. Nobody can do it, though. Why? Because they tell the truth. It's the most bizarre thing. I have been attacked so many times for using RT as a news source. I don't know what to tell folks. I want the truth. I don't want to feel good about what it is I'm reading or watching. I want the truth. Whether that makes me feel bad, whether it makes me feel happy, I don't care. Just give me the truth. And that's what RT does. So, Sputnik's another one that's fairly well. I haven't, in all honesty, I haven't looked at Sputnik in quite a while. So, I don't know how much I can vouch at right now, this moment, because I haven't even looked at it in quite a while. Unfortunately, War News 24/7 is gone. And that really sucks, because that was such an awesome place to get information. But War News 24/7 is gone. I know that they had stopped, and then supposedly somebody convinced them to keep doing it. I know Canadian Prepper was somehow involved in keeping him going. And then just that quick, they stopped updating the site, and then not long after that, came up the web server page that the account had been suspended. So, who knows? Who knows? That was a website that had unbelievable information on it. And so I'm actually kind of concerned about the people that were involved in it. So, but be careful on news. Whether you're left-leaning, whether you're right-leaning, it doesn't matter. There is not one honest U.S. news source out there. Period. There's not. If there was, I would use them. I don't even put much trust into outfits like Zero Hedge. The reason why I don't is because you can go to their website and pick any number of articles to where they're fear-mongering about something, and you click on it. If you look at the links that they provide in their articles, and this isn't always the case, but you'll find it pretty often, they'll pull up, they'll dredge up shit from years ago to talk about today. They'll somehow make some kind of connection to pull that up from years ago and then use whatever it is that happened years ago as part of the headline and make it sound like it's happening right now. And Zero Hedge is masters at doing that. And again, I don't want propaganda. Whether it's right-leaning, whether it's left, I don't want propaganda. I want information. That's it. News isn't supposed to make you feel any way. It's not. It's not my job or any other person involved in news's job to make you feel any way at all. We're not supposed to be making you feel happy, sad, worried, hopeful. That's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to provide you with the information. And I know, I'm just like anybody else. If I think you got something to worry about, I'm going to tell you I think you got something to worry about, right? But there's a difference in, let me pick on one here, Full Spectrum Survival. That dude is just off the wall at this point. That dude is just insane. Literally, like, insane. Still, every day, it's like he's expecting people to put on their armor to go to Walmart, you know, stuff like that. I mean, it's insane. The level of fear. He'll sit there and just dream up an entire story to tell you about that's related to some news event, just to try to get your mindset in a fearful mindset. He does it every day. That's not news. That's propaganda. That's also profiteering. That's somebody that's profiteering off of your emotions. That's not cool. It's not cool at all. But all I can do is tell folks about it. In fact, a lot of people get upset when I talk about it. I don't know what else to do. I want people to have the correct information so that they can make the correct decisions to go in whatever direction it is they need to go about whatever it is. That's what I want. I'm not here to make a bunch of money or anything like that. You know, yeah, I need to keep the website going if I can. I would rather, if I use the show for anything, I would rather use it as a springboard for my own, what I do, merchandise and building websites for people, right? Because that's what I do. I don't want to make money from YouTube as far as from Google, from AdSense. I really don't. Because the only way you can make money through them is by bowing down to the things that they want you to do. And I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. That's the thumbnails that will make you emotionally react one way or another. The titles that will make you react emotionally one way or another. That they push that. They literally push that stuff. They push the narcissism that you see. All the channels you see where all you see is somebody's face and they're pointing at some lettering or something like that all the time, right? That's what YouTube tells people to do. That's narcissism. To think that you need to be, and you know, and yeah, on the thumbnails now you're gonna see the picture of me with my tinfoil hat on the thumbnails for a laugh. That's why. What you won't see is every other video, me in a different position, pointing at different lettering and stuff like that. We have to get our mindsets away from what the powers that be, if you will. We have to resist that. And if you see stuff going on like in media, whether it be entertainment or whatever, be very careful about being a subject to that. Okay? Reality TV, remember that, right? Whether it be MTV or whatever channel. See, I quit watching TV in 2006 because of reality TV. I'm not joking. I saw it in 2016, or 2006, I'm sorry. In 2006, I saw it start. I can tell you the show I saw it start on. It was actually The Mole. It was a game show with Anderson Cooper. And I realized what psychology was behind what they were doing. You know, how they would cut away from whatever was going on and they would talk to the one individual for a little bit and get their feelings and their ideas, right? Push back on that. Don't watch that. That is bad. That's not good. What that is, that's essentially turning people into narcissists. It makes people think that their opinion needs to be front and center on anything they damn well choose. And that's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. If you aren't well versed in something, maybe you shouldn't be at the front of the class talking about it. Right? But their attitude is, it doesn't matter how dumb you are, get up there, spout your nonsense, and expect everybody else to listen to it. Now you tell me, how has society acted since 2006? We've slowly become more of that as a society. And now it doesn't matter what event happens. You go and look on social media and everybody's an expert. That's how we got there. I kid you not. Reality TV is how we got there. Yeah, it was slowly. I mean, it's something. I mean, it's the same kind of thing you think of Hitler, right? Hitler didn't just turn Germany into Nazi Germany overnight. He did it slowly, over a period of time. And this is the same thing. It is slowly brainwashing the people into this. Why? Because it's self-destructive behavior. That's why. You know, when they said that America won't be destroyed from the outside, it would be destroyed from within, that's correct. And it's not just within our own government. It's with our own society, too. In fact, that's where we're being destroyed the most, because the more people are turning on themselves and becoming self-centered and arguing and fighting with other people, the easier it is for those in government to get away with whatever the hell it is they want to get away with. That's the whole point of them doing what they're doing, to get us to destroy ourselves so they can do whatever the hell they want. It's sad. But I started catching it then, and that's why I stopped watching TV. But here's the thing. The majority of people that were watching that stuff on TV aren't watching it today on TV. You know what they're doing? They're coming to YouTube. Because they're getting that reality TV mindset content on YouTube. Now, step back, take another look at all these big YouTube channels, and you might see what it is I'm talking about. They became the reality TV stars that were on MTV, a decade or two ago. Because that feeds in to a human's Achilles heel, if you will. They are using our own human natural instincts against us. And there is so much psychology that goes into how a damn cereal box looks. It's amazing the money they pay to psychologists for that. They're doing the same thing on TV shows and all of that stuff. And they're, by incentive, YouTube is training individuals to do the same thing that the entertainment industry was doing. Because the entertainment industry started losing the money and it started going to more independent stuff, like on YouTube. The world has made a whole lot of changes over the past several decades with the internet. The way that we get a lot of our information has changed. The way that we receive our entertainment has changed. The way that we live life entirely has changed ever since the internet became such a big thing. And so the powers that be are just adjusting. They're pivoting. They're going to the places that they need to go in order to hit the target, which is you. You're the target. So just keep that in mind. At this point, right now, it still doesn't matter whether it's left-leaning or right-leaning. The U.S. media is not telling you the truth. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they just touch the truth a little bit. And sometimes it's completely 100% wrong. And it's not misinformation. It's not disinformation. It is lies. Straight up lies. Because they're trying to get public opinion in one direction or another. I mean, look at this whole past, few months with the election. It's insane, the stuff. What was the one of the last things that they were trying to say Trump did? He threatened Liz Cheney, right? Was one of the last things that they tried getting him on. And that wasn't just a lie. That was a disgusting lie. Because Trump's statement was in favor of peace. If you listen to the whole thing, he was in support of peace. And he was more or less saying, if these people want war so bad, let them go fight the war. That's basically what Trump was saying. But the left-wing media was saying stuff like he wanted Liz Cheney to be shot. That's not what he said. Not even close. He essentially said, and I'm paraphrasing, they want war so bad they can go and fight it. Now to me, that's a statement in support of peace. So, and that's why it's not surprising to see them come out with some story about, Iranians trying to kill him, because they're trying to soil that relationship before it gets a chance. I don't think they're going to succeed, though. I think Trump is wise to them this time. Trump, during his, his first presidency, he made a mistake, and I'm pretty sure that he's even alluded to that it was a mistake. And that was when I think it was Syria that he hit. He ordered missile strikes, I think it was on Syria, and that's because he was given information that Assad was attacking his own people with chemical munitions. And from my understanding, I think his daughter or somebody, or it might have been Melania, somebody had was a bit emotional over the situation, or at least the claims from the media, and that's what essentially got him to go ahead and make the decision to strike. If I'm not mistaken, Trump views that as a mistake now, that he did that. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't know that he's come out and said this necessarily, but he was given wrong information for that. He was lied to about that. Now, I'm not sure if he's come out and said that, but I can damn well guarantee you that he feels it. And so I think he's going to be suspect on anything like that in the coming future. I don't think he's going to necessarily just believe much of anything. So we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. And if you are somebody and you made it this long and you're left-leaning, for one, thank you. Congratulations. Most people that agree with me can't handle me this long. But, hang in there. Give him a chance. Give his administration a chance. And I'm not somebody that would ask that. I don't like politicians. I don't support politicians. But I would ask you to give this a chance. I'm doing the very same thing. I don't normally show the level of support that I am at this point for a politician, because I don't trust them. But when I see him surrounding himself with the individuals that he's surrounding himself with, it definitely raises an eyebrow in a good way. Hang in there. Don't, dust off your, what's the name of the dresses? The maiden or whatever dress. Don't dust them off just yet. The handmaiden or whatever. Just see what happens. Here's the thing, and it's going to be my last point before I go. The reason why Trump is in office now, well, not in office yet, but the reason why he was elected to take the office back was because of we the people. We the people put our foot down and we took action. And it resulted in him not only getting the electoral votes he needed, but he's also got the popular vote. We took control of the Senate. It looks very promising that we're going to maintain control of the House. That was we the people. It does not matter who is in that office. It does not matter who walks the halls of Congress. Because we the people are the ones that control this nation. They like to try to make us forget about that all the time. But this election proved otherwise. I believe wholeheartedly this election proved otherwise. So this is my statement to the American people. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, or not any side of an aisle. If they don't do what we ask, if they don't truly put America first, then let's fix the problem. We literally have an instruction manual if this country gets off kilter. All we have to do is follow the directions. However, give it a minute. Because I think we might be heading in a good direction. That's pretty much the long and the short of it. All we can do is wait and see. That's all we can do. Make our moves from there. But anyway, I am gonna get out of here. I am tired. I've been tired. That's one thing. I haven't really spoke about it. My health isn't any better. So, and now I've got the added benefit, if you will, of exhaustion. I'm exhausted a lot. So, whatever that means. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I will be back tomorrow evening. And I hope y'all have a good night. Leol, you as well. You have a good one. Hope y'all have a good night. And we'll see you tomorrow. Shalom.